never thought I'd be talking in such a positive manner with alligator. I thought whoever got this tonight would be going home. The person who cooked this is definitely not going home. They're delicious. They really are.
We have some turkey meatballs glazed in jerk spices with a little bit of pea puree and a parsley salad.
I'm a big meatball fan. This dish has got great potential, but it just didn't come together. Bit of a disaster.
It's just not necessarily a top-level presentation. Next up here, we have a beef fillet with roasted mushrooms and a chimichurri sauce.
It may be 2 minutes over, it's sort of mid-rare to medium, but it tastes good. It tastes really good.
Next, we have a pan-roasted pork tenderloin with a pepper and sweet potato romesco.
I love the sweet potato puree. Unfortunately, the pork is under-seasoned.
Such a shame.
A spiced lamb chop with a seasonal vegetable medley.
Medley.
Have you heard of the term?
It's been a while.
Medley sounds older than Martha Stewart.
It could have been a keto-style dish with just vegetables, you know. I've lost a lot of weight keto.
Lamb's cooked beautifully, but then it's let down with these raw vegetables. Not the most appetizing of sounds.
All right, next we have a crispy skin ocean trout swimming in a curry sauce.
It's a curry. There has to be enough curry for it to be a curry.
Absolutely delicious.
Whoever put that together understands spice. The flavors are freaking delicious.
Look at the flaky texture of this bread. This is like a croissant.
Great job.
Next, a New York Steakhouse veal chop or the bacon and pepper ragu.
It makes sense. It's cohesive. It's delicious.
Whoever cooked this certainly knows how to nail meat. It's delicious. It's very chefy. Right, let's go down a level.
Please.
This dish worried me. Grabbed 3 ingredients: canned chickpeas, scallops, capers, and that was it. Brown butter hummus.
To be able to transform the ingredient is amazing, right? That's a true feat right there.
One of the first cookbooks I ever bought was a Gordon Ramsay cookbook with some scallops and some capers. It's almost as beautiful. I mean, really, really well done here.
This is exceptional. Definitely next level. Here we have ground beef dumplings, a little tomato ragu.
There's so much complexity coming off of this tomato condiment. Lovely.
Dumplings are joy. It's beautifully pleated. There's a lot of soul in this dish, and the acidity from the tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's on another level. This is a chicken thigh that's been cooked skin side down. The topping is a pickled fennel.
It's simple, but it has depth of flavor.
Chicken on the bone in 45 minutes, and this one's cooked correctly. And it is as golden as Naisha's aura.
Here we've got a crusted loin of tuna.
This is a type of dish that makes sense. It's cohesive, right? It's beautiful.
Here we have canned beef with a cauliflower puree.
The puree is so velvety. Presentation is elegant. It's lacking a little bit of flavor.
This individual spent his first career timing to absolute, utter perfection. Tonight, his timing was way off. The dish fell off the platform and toppled over. So visually, it looks terrible. It's a lemon pepper shrimp.
You drop a plate, you gotta be at risk. You gotta expect to be on the bottom, too.
To me, the shrimp are undercooked. We have here a play off of a tostada with pomegranate seeds, crab, and a mango salsa.
This dish looks beautiful, but man, you take a bite and it absolutely wakes your palate up.
Yeah, we told you to bring the heat. This dish definitely brings the
I
heat.
can't believe I threw something together in that ugly-ass kitchen, and Gordon Ramsay said, "This is amazing."
Over here, we have seared prawns, deconstructed tostada with a peppercorn sauce.
Dish feels a little bit sort of discombobulated. It doesn't feel like it's a real authentic take on the shrimp. Red flag for me.
Totally.
Either you can take the criticism or not. I'll take anything he gives. If I could marry Gordon Ramsay, I would. That's a joke now.
Okay, over here we have Mexican-inspired breakfast of some ground brisket.
I grew up eating ground beef tacos. You can tell the spices are all there, but you need to amplify them 10 times as much.
Okay, over here we have the Cornish game hen roasted with some mole flavors.
The color and the flavor and the crispiness, really good.
Really, really delicious.
All right, moving over here, we have a beef tongue sope meets birria.
I saw that beef tongue descend down, and I thank God none of us picked it up on the top floor, because that is a bitch to cook, let me tell you. But this is an absolute delight. The elegance shown, somewhat rare. I love the pickle of the cabbage, whoever cooked this thing, but they've absolutely nailed it. What happened in that basement tonight? Because you've got a bunch of great dishes.
I think we got gifted some great ingredients.
Man. Shall we go on to the middle floor? Wow, what do we have?
We have a mahi-mahi with a duo of chicharron, both pork and fish skin, with a fresh pineapple salsa. It's really pretty.
This dish is delicious. Love the salsa.
It's crunch, it's fresh, it's really beautiful.
I love it.
Next up, we have a pozole-inspired dish. This person used the pork steak, chicharron crumble on top.
Amazing how much flavor you got in there in 45 minutes.
I love it. It's authentic, and it takes me straight back to Mexico.
Next up, we have a seared swordfish, summer vegetables on top of a corn husk.
Yeah, I mean, the only salt on this dish was the water that the swordfish was swimming in.
Just looks a bit weird, presentation-wise.
I allowed one ingredient to completely throw me off for 45 minutes. Can't let that happen.
Next up, we have the fish taco with an avocado crema.
Touch more season again when you fry fish. Season before and after, really important.
I wish it had a little bit more of the charred flavor that reminds me of Mexico.
Next, this tri-tip has been seared. It has an avocado crema on a flour tortilla. Beautiful salsa.
Great cook on the steak.
A little too out of the box with the plating. So, lastly, we have a handmade flour tortilla with a chicken, a play on carnitas.
Whoever made that, heat's delicious. But I'm more impressed the fact that they made a fresh tortilla. That's hard in 45 minutes. Delicious.
I would love a pina colada by the pool right now.
So, top floor, a line chicken. This thing was beautifully cooked, and the avocado crema sauce around the outside.
Look at the plating. This looks like it's from a restaurant in Mexico City.
That sauce is so delicious, I would have just loved to see more of it on the plate. So first up, we have a albacore BLT on ciabatta bread, served with a tarragon aioli. Unfortunately, this person forgot to put on the pickled cauliflower.
Damn. I love this. That tuna's absolutely nailed. What it's missing is the acidity.
Yeah, it's lacking some acidity. I love the surf and turf, and it's an ABLT. Creative.
I'm wondering what would have been the outcome if I would have managed to get those pickles on the plate. There was one pickle on there, though.
Next up, a pork duo. This pork belly is cooked with a coconut curry and prosciutto with a spread of mushroom duxelle.
Duxelle and curry, that doesn't go. Let's get that absolutely clear. But I love the cook on the caramelized pork. Delicious.
Am I the only one that wants it like wrapped in aluminum foil? It's just got this like on-the-go vibe to it. I love the salad.
So here we have sort of play on a sloppy joe. This person chose to pickle bird's eye chili, so beware.
I love the tribute to Sloppy Joe. My mom made me Sloppy Joes all the time.
There's no way on earth that I'm gonna taste that as a pickled chili, because that will absolutely obliterate anybody's palate. And that is so soggy.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Next up, a pork meatball sandwich. This person picked maple syrup to sort of enhance the sweetness of the pork.
Pork's really, really well seasoned. Maple's a little too sweet.
It's a shame. Bloody good meatballs.
Next up here, we have a soft-shell crab sandwich with pickled red pepper and pickled cucumber.
You can hear the crunch on this.
Yeah, great job on the batter.
It's an absolute travesty for me to see that crab go all the way down to the basement. I was shocked, but delicious, really delicious.
The crab's great. The pickles, outstanding on this.
And that fresh slaw in there really adds great textural elements.
It looks like the type of sandwich that you'd get at a restaurant. This is the result, I think, of a great platform grab.
This individual is cooking at the top of his or her game.
I was doubting my own self, but no more.
It's go time. It's show time.
Shall we move to the middle?
Please.
Oh, boy.
Let's start with this one. This is a slice of breaded haddock topped with a pickled cabbage. I was excited with this individual when he grabbed that haddock. Dark fish. It needs seasoning, it needs acid, it needs to be lifted. Was fried very quickly, a little bit too fast for their own good there.
I did completely opposite of what Chef Ramsay just told me. Good tactic, Vinny. Good tactic.
It's got that hot oil flavor to it, bordering on burnt.
Next, a marinated strip steak with a beautiful aioli.
Steak is cooked wonderfully here.
There's a beautiful brightness I absolutely love. Great job.
Now, this is a seasoned catfish that has been blackened on a soft bun with a pickled slaw.
Looking at this dish, I wasn't impressed visually, but the flavors are just jumping around and dancing on my palate.
It's a tough one to get right, catfish. Really good. This ham steak was seared, and then there's an artichoke puree.
The pork is cooked beautifully.
I mean, you don't usually see artichoke schmear on a sandwich. It eats really, really healthy. I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
What happened here?
So this chef actually had to throw his dish onto the platform, so the presentation was obviously ruined.
Damn.
So we have here a pan-roasted duck. This is with a stir-fried noodle.
The actual duck is cooked beautifully. It's pink. It's a great shame because I'd love to have seen this dish before it hit that platform because it's got the makings of a winning dish.
Are my flavors enough to keep me from going to elimination? I'm sweating, I don't know.
Next up, we have a stir-fried udon noodle with steamed monkfish.
Noodles delicious, really delicious.
The steamed fish just didn't cook quite long enough.
Next up, we have a sweet and sour chicken.
One of my favorites.
The flavors packed into the dish itself and great texture.
Delicious.
Next up here, we have a pork and shrimp stir-fried noodle.
This looks like an expensive dish in a fancy Chinese restaurant for sure.
Delicious. I love the pork, really beautiful.
Here we have a kumquat glazed Mongolian beef.
I think I'm a Mongolian meat connoisseur, but I've never tasted something this good.
This thing is just on a different level. Whoever's cooked this dish tonight, there's a connect somewhere that is evident on the plate because delicious, really good.
My mentor would be so proud. He taught me how to develop those flavors. In a very tender moment in my career, leaving my baby at 4 months to get back in the kitchen. So I finally feel like, you know what, it has been worth it.
Shall we go on to the middle floor? This is a sea bass marinated. It's finished with a endonami bean salad and a sauce.
The fish
Undercooked.
barely cooked at best.
It doesn't necessarily read Chinese overall to me.
The most Chinese thing about this dish to me is the plate itself.
Man, I just freaking screwed it up. I feel like I let myself down because I needed to nail this fish. Hopefully my teammates did a really good job, so I won't have to go to elimination.
This one, pork belly with lamb neck.
I really appreciate the citrus notes that are so prevalent in this noodle dish. Absolutely phenomenal.
This is a fine dining dish.
I'm on cloud 9 right now. I feel like I'm starting to finally step out of my comfort zone in this competition.
This one is a pork chop.
I mean, the pork is cooked perfectly. Pork and 5 spice is a great combination.
Visually outstanding. This young chef is creating next-level dishes time and time again. This individual took ground chili pork, stuffed inside the oyster mushroom and baked.
The mixture inside needs something to bind it. It's a little bit crumbly.
It's definitely a fine dining presentation. Love the crispy garlic. Looks great.
This beautiful piece of skirt steak was marinated. We were going to go down the sticky black rice. Unfortunately, the rice was sort of holding us back, so then we went into this fried rice.
Bold call with that rice. It's a little toothsome, but that's what this rice is supposed to be.
The beef is nailed. It's his best dish so far in the competition.
Sweat off my brow. I am so relieved. That black rice. I'll never cook with it again.
This is the sea bream. This was a bit of a mishap that came back to become a hit. Handmade noodles, can I point out? Beautifully stretched, rolled and done with such authenticity.
fish is cooked perfectly. This is a dish that looks simple, but it's packing so much flavor.
The broth is wonderful. Handmade noodles, stretchy and chewy. It's a wonder.
To put your heart and soul into a dish, it's a beautiful feeling to have that recognized, and I'm just so happy.
This is a alligator nuggets finished with a medley of the forest and then a beautiful quince puree.
An alligator nugget? I mean, it's delicious. Would I have liked some ranch dressing? Sure, but I love these nuggets.
Amazing way to be progressive about reinventing the way alligator can actually be enjoyed.
I put my heart and soul into that dish, and I knew that I was gonna kill it today.
I never thought I'd be talking in such a positive manner with alligator. I thought whoever got this tonight would be going home. The person who cooked this is definitely not going home. They're delicious. They really are. This is a roasted pheasant finished with a caramelized fig.
Yeah, I mean, I like that it's sort of a rustic, almost home-style presentation on it.
Unfortunately, it's really searching for some sort of jus or sauce.
This is take on a meatball with sausage and ground elk.
Visually, it's not the prettiest dish, but it's got Swedish meatball sort of vibes, which I think is smart with elk.
Meat's undercooked. The saving grace here is the sauce and those cherries, because it is definitely a winning combination. This one is wild boar, sat on a plethora of vegetables, garnish, white asparagus.
To me, the boar's overcooked.
All I'm getting is this dried herb flavor that's really overpowering this dish.
It wasn't at all how I wanted it to come out.
I'm frustrated with this individual because they are so talented, but tonight they did not bring their A game.
I know I could have done way better. Like, this is not the best dish I could have produced today.
This is a wild rabbit served with sprout, white asparagus, and a sort of creamy, lumpy mashed potato.
Looks how it tastes, just bland and forgettable.
And this is heavily under-seasoned.
I'm lost for words. The mashed potato is awful. The makers of a great dish, excuse the pun, but a rabbit in the headlights.
I know I can do better than this. I don't know if it was the basement, but I'm in here just trying to do my best. But today just wasn't a good day for me.
All right, should we head on over to the middle?
Shall we?
Please.
We'll start right here with a pan-roasted ostrich fillet with a creamy polenta.
Smart move with the polenta. This is delicious.
This is the type of dish that is comforting, right? This is a way to elevate a game meat, but it's not presented too preciously. I really appreciate that. Great job.
It's either go big or go home. There's no reason to doubt me.
We have here a pan-roasted goose with wild mushrooms and a beet goat cheese puree.
Goose is a tough bird to nail. It needs to be cooked more skin side down because underneath it's cooked on the flip side up, so that part's gone dry for me.
I would have loved to see the skin a little bit more crispy, but the potatoes, the texture of potatoes were phenomenal.
Okay, next up we have partridge and a pear tree. So this is a spatchcock roasted partridge.
Love the glaze on top. Beautiful.
Maybe just a little bit less cook on the partridge, but great color.
We have here a garam masala dusted duck breast with a fig and berry sauce and a parsnip black truffle puree.
It's a really gorgeous plate.
Wild duck cooked beautifully.
The puree, absolutely. Elegant, velvety, rich, delicious.
Garam masala, truffle, the puree needs to be bottled, advertised, and sold.
They want to bottle it up and sell it? I actually don't know what to say. Sorry.
Delicious. In fact, delicious.